Rawr. I'm a dragon. Duh! Quick heads up for those of you who don't know, I will be participating as a host on October 5th for the Ookie Spooky Girlypop Cup. For those of you who don't know, this is kind of like a Girlypop version of a VGC tournament. We're going to be battling a bunch of Girlypops together, and I will be giving you the commentary along the way. If you're interested, please consider following these socials, and also please give a follow to the Twitch. The creators of this really fantastic event are working really hard to get affiliate level on the Twitch. Thank you so much. We are here to figure out just how Girlypop each and every one of the Dragon type Pokemon is. I'm talking about Mega Evolutions, Regionals, Pokemon that have changed into the Dragon type. Before we get started, let's talk about our tiers. The top tier is Mother. These are Pokemon that are going, what? 120%. These are Pokemon that are giving you a masterclass on how Girlypop the Dragon type can be. The second tier is Girlypop. These are Pokemon that are checking the box. They are giving you girly pop. The third tier is, okay, these Pokemon aren't necessarily flopping. It's just, they're more like accessories. They complement a Dragon type team. They add Dragon complements to a Girlypop aesthetic. The fourth tier is looks around. This is where it's getting a little bit suspicious. I can't say that you're an all-out no-go, but what are you doing? The last tier is skip. No explanation. Moving on, right? Starting off with Mega Charizard, what is it? D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I genuinely don't even know which one this is, and I don't care, but I will say the little blue in the hair for the Teen Vogue party.
Got some blue going on.
Where's that inspiration coming from?
I don't know. I like a little edge and a little pop in my hair, so I wanted to add something different, especially for the Teen Vogue party.
And when we're thinking about like a Dragon type serve, it's a little nice. I'll say that it's okay. No, looks around, sorry. Alolan Exeggutor is exciting because it's giving us a new way of looking at the Dragon type. I feel like the Dragon type really excels when they use the Dragon type to expand other typings to show that power that the Dragon type references, and to add the Dragon type onto Alolan Exeggutor really puts it in a very unique lane that I can't help but respect. As a Dragon type, I think this is a full serve Girlypop. Dratini. Alrighty, let's start it off. 1, 2, 3.
Mother.
Dragonair. 1, 2, 3.
Mother.
Dragonite. Ah! Girlypop. I have a contentious history with Miss Dragonite here. I just think that going from Dratini to Dragonair to Dragonite is giving the same vibe as like Squirtle to Wartortle to Blastoise. It's like, okay, I'm not telling you that you're like totally awful, but you were really tricking us. Like this last stage doesn't feel right. I will give credit to Dragonite. It is very cute. It's very silly. It's very goofy. Props to Dragonite, honestly. This is one of those veteran Pokemon that still to this day holds its legacy and holds its place, holds its relevancy. Mega Ampharos. Oh, electric type, Mother. Dragon type, Mother. I'll say that Kingdra, because it's a water type, because it makes me think of Misty, because I know a lot of Girlypops do run it, I'll say that it's okay. I just don't think that it's comparing to the Girlypops and the Mothers that we have seen so far. Mega Sceptile. While they got Mother in its design for the grass type, I don't think that it can compete with the Dragon type. Ooh, that's interesting. The design though is gorge. She's giving pose, she's giving you fierceness, and the Dragon type is so versatile, it's so all-encompassing. I really like to think that the Dragon type is so similar to the normal type in the sense that the normal type has a lot of different concepts and ideas as well. The Dragon type takes that and adds that sort of ancient dragon power to it. Dragon type always feels as though it taps into like a very powerful source, and that sort of design, that sort of leads the design into different avenues that I really appreciate. So with all that being said, I do think that there's a lot of space in a Girlypop team for a fierce Dragon type, but you still need that Madoka Magica, that cuteness, that softness. This leans a little bit too far, and I just have to say, like, okay, for Mega Sceptile, in the dragon type. I think it's a different story in the grass type because the grass type, it stands out way more. In the dragon type, there's the competition so very fierce. Vibrava, especially as a dragon type, I can't help but feel that it's a means to an end. I'm going to say that that's looks around. However, Flygon, now Flygon is a ground type. Mother. Flygon as a dragon type, it's Girlypop, because there are some titans to be competing with here. Now, Girlypop is still, I mean, that's still a slay, but it's just not giving mother, you know? And I have to say, because a lot of people have been leaving this comment, and I just hope that maybe I can like just get in front of it right now and tell y'all now. I do plan on doing a mother off, and I feel like because the dragon type has so much crossover with other girly pops that we've already mentioned before, this is giving us kind of a taste of what the mother off will be like when we finally get there. Altaria. 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 I just love saying it. Mother. Mega Altaria. Mother. Okay, so Bagon, especially in the dragon type tier list, girl, I feel like that's a skip, as well as Shelgon. Yeah. Now let's get into this. Salamence is like giving that Charizard serve, but she stays in her lane. She's not trying to like go out of the way. Now we're getting we got a Mega, we got a Paradox. We're inching closer and closer and closer into tired territory. I will say though that Salamence just looks really good. Like it's a gorgeous Pokemon. It's really pretty. I'll say okay. Mega Salamence, I feel like it loses a lot of its like sort of personality. Skip. Roaring Moon, that's also okay. That's a really gorgeous dragon type. Like when I'm thinking about building a dragon type, obviously you can see in the girly pop in the mother tier, I prefer for the girly pop to have that softness, that cuteness. Dragonite sort of gives you a little bit of like roundness and things like that. You have to give credit to some of the gorgeous designs that you see in the dragon type. I think Latias is girly pop. Latios is okay. And their mega evolutions were really, really disappointing. That's a skip. Rayquaza. Now, Rayquaza is just really annoying me at this point. Mega Rayquaza, skip. I can't do Rayquaza anymore. We've had enough of Rayquaza. I've had enough of Rayquaza. Gible's a little bit difficult. I'll say Gible is, okay. Goodbite is a skip. I just don't like the design of that. Garchomp, I'm still going to put in okay. If you guys want to know why, even though that's one of Cynthia's famous Pokemon, I talked about this in the ground type video, not to self-insert, but please go check that out. I put the chapters, you can just skip to that part. I'm not going to keep reiterating this. It's just, we have to move on as a community, right? Mega Garchomp is a skip to me. I just don't like the design. As legendaries, I am warming up a lot more to Dialga and Palkia. Dialga, I'm going to say, I would like, if this was like a couple years ago, I feel like I would say skip, but I feel like Dialga and Palkia have done a really good job of being like legendaries that haven't really overstayed their welcome, but also introduce a lot of like fun things to think about in the lore. Their designs are very unique. They stand alone. I just think that all of Generation 4 just has like a certain level of chicness to it. I've talked about this in a TikTok before, but Generation 4 just has design elements to it that just feel so sophisticated. And I see that in Dialga and Palkia. So when we're thinking about them in a girly pop context, Dialga is probably a looks around. Palkia is okay. Their origin forms are a different story. Origin form Dialga is okay. Origin form Palkia, to me, is girly pop. That just looks like something that a magical girl would like ride into battle. I know that in Legends Arceus, a lot of people didn't like the origin forms. I can't relate. I thought that they were really cool. Giratina loses me a little bit. Giratina is looks around. Origin form gives a little bit more eleganza, a little bit more flowiness and softness. I'll say... But even still then, it's so anchored to Giratina as a design. It's looks around for me. It's looks around. We are giving Gible the flowers that I think we should be giving Axew. Axew is giving cute, chompy little dinosaur, but it also has that sort of plushy moment. And I'm giving it girly pop. Fracture kind of the same as Goodbye to Me, not as bad, looks around. And Haxorus actually also looks around. I used to have a thing against Druddigon. There is footage of me on the internet saying that Druddigon is a flop. I just wanted to go ahead and identify that Druddigon is a flop. I will be putting that in the flop section. I'm turning a new leaf. Right? And that's what's so lovely about being a girly pop, is that in this community here, in this space here, we understand that there's nuance, because adventuring through aesthetics, categorizing aesthetics, compartmentalizing taste, it's like flowing water. There's always ebbs and flows and changes. I want to say that Druddigon is okay. Deino, Zweilous, and Hydreigon all are okay to me as well. And now that I'm looking at it, I have such an affinity for these Pokemon, and I have a really hard time talking about them in the girly pop context because I don't think that Hydreigon is necessarily a girly pop ace. Deino is really cute though. Like, Deino is girly pop. If we were running a sort of battle or a bracket or a tournament where we were only allowing like first evolutions and baby Pokemon, I feel like Deino would have a lot of personality. So I'll move Deino up to girly pop. Reshiram, as much as I don't like legendaries, I feel as though the consensus within the community, even people who are just now sort of catching on to what we're doing around here, I think the consensus is that Reshiram is the girly pop of the two. Zekrom is looks around. Kyurem is a skip. And just because Kyurem is like sort of attached onto Zekrom and Reshiram, I just have to say, like, its Zekrom version is a skip to me. The Reshiram version is a looks around, because I do like the silhouette that I'm seeing. Dragalge. Still looking like Chromatica Gaga to me, so that's girly pop, sorry. I really wish that Aurorus got the dragon typing instead of Tyrantrum for this spot. I just think that Aurorus reads a little bit better. She's a little bit more grand and stoic and royal, and I think that that gives dragon more than Tyrantrum. I feel like they should have switched it. Is Tyrantrum a rock type already? That might be what it is. It is already a rock type, but like, honestly, y'all already know how I feel about rock type. Look at what the rock type does to you. Look at what the rock type does to you. I'm not saying that the rock type is like an all-out flop, but it's just not really giving lately. Scab. Like, there's just nothing to say about those. Goomy is girly pop. Sliggoo is girly pop. Goodra is mother. I mean, I feel like you guys get the pacing now, right? Hisuian Sliggoo is, say it with me, girly pop. Hisuian Goodra is mother. Okay, so let me stop and say this about Goodra. Goodra obviously has a silhouette and a look that is made for the girly pops. I have this like harebrained theory that they understand that there are a lot of girly pop people who play and appreciate Pokemon. This thought has been validated because I just recently got through the special episode of Team Charm in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and you can't tell me that that was not a direct reference to girly popology. Let's go. The fact that they have a custom animation, like, that is so iconic. Like, they're giving YRP in position. It's showtime, girls. I think that Goodra is one of those Pokemon that they made specifically for us. The long ponytail, it's just very obvious to me. And I think it's obvious to you too. I don't know if Noibat is really giving dragon. Like, the thing about girly pop dragons is they look like dragons. They have that grandiose nature. Noibat doesn't feel that way, but it's really cute. It's okay. I'll say that Noivern is also okay. I think the colors of purple have like that softness that I'm looking for. It's also very much looking a lot like Hydreigon up there. I think it's okay. So Miss Zirconium Crystalled Eyes, I said for my Zygarde fans to wait for the conversation to be had for this video. Thank you guys for waiting. I don't really feel a certain way about Zygarde, but I have fielded in my research because I do go and hit the pavement. What is an objective view of girly popology within the Pokemon franchise? And the Zygarde girlies really do bring up good points. She has a beautiful color scheme. She has a sort of, I don't know what it is, this collar that reminds me of a queen. Her eyes are made of diamonds. That's girly pop. I also think that the dog is also girly pop. She's giving you two different kinds of girly pop. She says, I can give you regal, I can give you cute. Which one do you want? And then even for the boys, we got Transformers Zygarde. Now that's not for us over here. Scab. Now I know that there's some people who probably appreciate it, but I'm saying for us in terms of girly pops. When you're on this video, you're girly pop. Think girly pop, not Transformer. There are some girly pop Transformers though, now that I think about it, but you get what I'm saying. The Turtonator Drampa duo, I consider them a duo because they're kind of like standalones from Generation 7. Why did they make Turtonator debut right next to Drampa? Because Drampa ate Turtonator up. Turtonator, skip. Drampa, girly pop. Drampa is another really unique Pokemon that I love it so much. I personally would love to see them give Drampa some love in like a regional remix. I talked about this with Overquill and Quillfish, how sometimes they'll just take like a random Pokemon and give it a bunch of love. I hope that Drampa is one of those to get that in a future generation. So Jangmo-o, it has a heart on its head. The design gets very, very gaudy as it goes on, but she said, well, if I put a heart on my head, the girly pops will catch me. So girly pop on Jangmo-o. Second evolution, skip. Third evolution, looks around. The shiny, different story. But from first impression, third evolution, actually, no, she kind of has like a silhouette that's kind of giving like long hair and stuff like that. I'll say it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Shiny though, that's a different story. Guzzlord is a skip. Ultra Necrozma. Okay, so while Necrozma does disturb me, I do think that the look of this is like seraphim, like feels angelic. Like up close, it gets a little bit scary and spooky. When you get into the lore, it gets a little bit scary and spooky. I'll say okay, it's okay. Poipol's evolution, because I don't know how to say its name, that's a skip to me. I don't like it. Applin, ooh, Applin is. I want y'all to say it with me, but I feel like this might be a little bit hard. Okay, so let's try it together. Applin, girly pop. Ooh. Flapple, looks around. Appleton, mother. I know that y'all got, I could hear you guys saying mother, because I know some people say it with me. Diplin, girly pop. Hydrapple, looks around. Okay, so this is what it is. The wormy aesthetic, I get it, and I find it really fun. I honestly think that Applin got a lot of budget, a lot of attention. I know that the other girls in both Generation 8 and Generation 9 debuting alongside it were heated, and not in the Beyonce kind of way, like heated in the bad kind of way, because who told them to give Applin so many forms back to back? However, they did a really good job with it. I think that Appleton shows its peak girly popness. Applin and Diplin are very much neutral. They're super, super cute, which attracts girly pop trainers to catch them. But I genuinely believe that we just go for Applin every single time. Hydrapple is fun. Hydrapple has a great concept, but Appleton is the peak girly popness there. Gigantamax Flapple, it's okay. It's trying. No. Scab. Who cares? Dracovish. Scab. Duraludon, Arcaludon. I don't like these Pokemon. I really don't. I know that there's people out there who find them really fun and exciting and unique, but there's something about them that just doesn't feel like anything to me. Okay, so let's think about it. I think Duraludon can be a little bit cute. I'll say that it looks around. Arcaludon loses me. It's a skip, as well as the Gigantamax Duraludon. Skip. Dreepy is girly pop. And I want to stop and say this. A lot of first evolution dragons are so adorable, and many times they always end up giving that Blastoise moment where you're like training them, and it's like, I wish it didn't evolve that way. Swablu, Goodra, and Appleton, I think, are also solidified as mothers because they don't disappoint you by the end. Dreepy kind of disappoints me a little bit. Dracloak looks around. Dragapult, I think it sort of gets itself back because I do think it's kind of cool that as it evolves, it starts looking more like a ghost. The top half of it, I don't like the top half of it. The bottom half, I really love. I'll say it's okay because I just don't think it's fair to say it looks around. Eternatus. Scat. The Gigantamax Eternatus Scat. Reggie Draco, nah, it's not a full skip. The look is cool, but nah, it's a looks around for me. Cyclosart really does look a little bit boring to me. I don't think it's had much of a chance to really even leave much of an impression on me. I'm going to say that it's looks around. I think the Tatsugiris, I don't really want to give them mother because I don't think that they're leading the pack of the dragon type, but they are a really refreshing and exciting addition into the dragon type. They're definitely Girlypop. All three are definitely Girlypop to me. Frigivax. Now, this is what I'm saying. When you discover the dragon type in the Pokemon universe, you know you're in for a story. Even if you're not even going for like a Girlypop team, you know you're in for a story. Frigivax was okay to me. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, it's the dragon type, because I go into Pokemon games mostly blind because I know I'm going to enjoy it anyway. I'm a Pokemon super fan. I found it and I was like, oh, that's the secret dragon type. I wonder what it's gonna be. It evolves. It's still okay to me. It's not my cup of tea, but it is a cup of tea, and I'm seeing that. Baxcalibur, I found Baxcalibur to be uninspired. I know that Baxcalibur is referencing Gaijus and like Godzilla and things like that. I just feel like they could have added a little bit more to its design. I'm gonna say skip. Koraidon and Miraidon, I've warmed up to them. And as box legendaries, I do think that they have a lot of personality. Do they compare to the Girlypops we've seen? Do they compare to the OKs? I'm having issues, I really am. I'm gonna say looks around for them, looks around for them. Walking Wake. While I loved Walking Wake, while I got the concept, while I love the silhouette, it's not all about me. And many Girlypop trainers have been very vocal about how much they don't like Walking Wake. It's really dangerous, isn't it? To take the legendary trio, the legendary dogs, the legendary cats, the legendary raccoons, whatever they are. It's really dangerous taking like a really iconic trio and remixing them on a Paradox. I feel like this would have translated better if they did a regional, like they did with the birds. I think the birds landed way better. Doing Paradox not only gives us less commitment to them because we don't know if we're going to keep them in the canon Pokédex, it's also just generally very daring to try to remix these. I found them all to be very exciting, but I'm going to try to represent the Girlypops here. Walking Wake is looks around. Gouging Fire, skip. Raging Bolt, looks around. I love them, I just don't think the Girlypops do. So, what do you think of the Dragon type tier list? I have put this off, and I'm glad I put it off because the Dragon type has so much crossover with so many other types. But I think that we've had enough conversation to really be able to dissect this typing the way it deserves. The Dragon typing goes so many different avenues. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so I know some people go to sleep watching this, so good night. And if you're waking up and watching this as you get ready for work or get ready for your day, good morning. If you're trimming the bush outside of your house, I hope that it's shaped up really, really well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for getting me almost to 20,000 subscribers. I don't even know how many I have now, but when I started this series, I was at like 2,000. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy to get the opportunity to do this series. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.